the all right. Good morning, everyone. It is Let's Talk Java. We are on a mission today to get our episode recorded. So don't mind Chad there trying to fix his computer and stuff. But there we go. But hi everyone. I'm Laarni Mulvey. I am one of the hosts of Let's Talk Java here in the Chicagoland Rainy area. And I have Chad Smith, who is on my screen is here.
You're over here for me, but I like looking up. So, all right, guys, we are live in Green Bay. I'm kind of spiraling a little bit, not spiraling. Yeah, whatever. It's one of those mornings where everything breaks. And if you guys really realize it, this is a mic holder. The mic's over here. So, which means in terms
you're always having tech
this,
problems.
And we have our special guest on this side of me. No, on this side of me. On my screen. This is the amazing, and lovely, and tropical Dawn Bates, Miss Mermaid.
Hello.
So,
where are you at today?
I'm still in the north of Brazil. I'm a bit further north, but like I said last time, Brazil's like one of those American coffees. It's just never, and New York coffee that just never ends. Every time I move north.
It looks windy there, Dawn.
Good. We need a breeze. We do need a breeze. I actually said to the guest house owner last week that we're going to have a storm. He goes, no, we don't have storms here. I was like, we're going to have a storm. He goes, well, no, we don't. And I was like, we're going to have a storm. And I mean, we've got some grey clouds over there. We'll probably have about 2 minutes of rain and then it'll be gone again. But we had rain all that night. We had rain all the next day. And he goes, you? I was like, I know. Sailor girl, I can tell. Nah, I knew we were going to have a storm.
See, I'll take the view down there, just sit right next to you on that deck there and just look back. And that's got to be the ocean behind you, right?
Of course.
See.
But I realize that when I do interviews, if the ocean's in front of me, all I do is I just look at the ocean. I never look at the people.
What was the question? Oh, there's something on the ocean. What's the question?
So now I just like, and I really don't like having my back to the ocean, but for like purposes of concentration and being respectful, I was like, okay, just have the ocean in the background, Dawn, be polite.
So let's get this question out of the way. So Dawn, you are our guest. So what is in your cup today? Now that you're in a different location, you must have a different coffee. Since the last time
we do. They're just bringing me a different they're just bringing me the flask of hot water, and then I'll show you which coffee I've got. Hang on, let's just go in here for a second. I carry this coffee. You can see my masterminding behind me on my wall. Look, every hotel I go to, or every posada that I go to, I end up setting up. Yeah. So I have the coffee that I'm going to be drinking when they bring me my hot water. Bear me a second.
Look at that view, Chad.
I know.
And then look at our backgrounds. My wall, your wall. It's like
I got flowers too. Okay, so this is the coffee that I'm drinking today. Organic, obviously.
Oh.
And it's Saubras, Cafeteria em Moedo al Tabaco, Producto Orgánico Brazil. And it's one of the #1 coffees here in Brazil.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I have the Digital Nomad necessary item, the coffee filter.
Now, that's really cool. It looks like pantyhose, but like, talk about that. What is that thing? Like, what do you do? How do you do that? Like,
basically, instead of carrying, instead of carrying around a cafetiere or one of those Italian brew pots, or keep buying the paper ones, which just contribute to rubbish in the environment. Yeah, they biodegrade and stuff like that. But you just buy these. I mean, I've used these for years, like when I've been camping and stuff, even in the UK. This is like a fabric, like just cotton. This one is actually recycled cotton, organic cotton. It's brown because of the coffee. When you buy it, it's like kind of like an off-white kind of color. But you just put your coffee in there and you boil the water. Or like I'm going to fill this with coffee, put it inside the flask and let the water and the coffee work its magic. I will show you if my hot water arrives. Because I will tell you, I was reminded last night of why I really do not like arrogant, drunk Europeans.
Ooh. That may be in a different podcast we discuss.
We can discuss that on my podcast if you want.
What are you drinking?
What am I drinking? I am drinking. I got to pronounce this right because I got my butt chewed out for this because the local down there did not like how I pronounced it in Wisconsin language. So we are drinking Pearland, Texas. All right. So if I mispronounce it, I'm going to get a phone call from my sister saying, but it is Black Star, the house blend, dark and smooth. It is, I'm going to say literally about 2-3 blocks from her house. It is one of the local ones down in League City, Texas. And she can pounce on me later for the Texas accent. So
it's not Pearland?
It's pear like the
fruit.
Okay. So
Pearland.
I was saying Pearland. Like pearl.
I said Pearland too, and she pounced on me pretty good. But you guys got to remember though, and both you get it, but like the listeners don't get it. I have a lot of strong women wrapped around me, like a lot.
How do you know the listeners don't get it?
No, the listeners don't get the behind the scenes of, you guys get it because you guys been around me long enough, but there's a lot of strong women behind me, behind the scenes. So if I mispronounce, I will be the first one to admit that I'm wrong.
You should just be the first one to admit you're wrong, whether you've got strong women around you or not, Chad. If you're wrong, you're wrong.
I am on my own, and I just apologize right to myself. Look in the mirror, be like, hey, buddy, sorry, I'm wrong.
Don't be sorry because you're wrong, though. There's nothing to be sorry about. If you're wrong, you're wrong.
You're wrong, you're wrong. Ooh, I said it like Don.
Apologize.
You're wrong, you're wrong.
Exactly.
It's like that ylang tea, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. So anyway, Don, I know.
Whoa.
Sorry, go ahead, Chad.
Whoa. The host has to know what's in your cup, host.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought I said it.
Yeah, Laarni.
I'm drinking Pearland. Pearland. I guess it depends on where you put the L, the emphasis on the L, you know, it's Pearland or Pearland.
Pearland.
Isn't it not just Pearland?
Yeah.
Pearland.
Or is that just too British?
Pearland.
Why don't we just record what Dawn says and send it right to the city? Because that was just beautiful.
Oh, you charmer. You just want me to go easy on you when you finally get your ass into gear and get that project off the ground with your book. Like playing table football, isn't it?
Shit. I did swear here quick. All right, so this is my outline. It's 150 pages class that I'm taking. I'm not copying.
I can't read it from there, can I, Chad?
No, you're gonna have to wait till the book.
Yeah, it's a bit late then.
But once the class is done, then I'm writing the book after that, because that's 12 weeks straight of a mental health class, and it's actually digging deep into exactly what I'm going to write about. So it's hitting at the right time.
All right then. So I've got to wait 3 months to put you in the schedule then. All right then.
I'm sure I'm going to have a few IOUs by then too.
I don't do IOUs.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy. So,
Laarni's like, that one moving along.
let's toot that at the end. So Don, what do you have going on? I mean, I know that Chad and I know that you've got like a buttload of things going on. Like we just saw your background of all your sticky notes and all that stuff. So, what do you got going on? I'm always curious.
Well, let me just do that because it looks like the wind's coming again, and it's probably a little bit more stable if I bring it down a bit. Okay, so some of what you see there, I've got about 6 books that are coming out at the moment. 2 of them are mine. No, I'm finished writing 1 book. I've got 5 client books coming out. One of them I'm not going to talk about because that will come out when that comes out. And then I've got next week I start the 2nd module for my PhD, and I've got the Authority Mastermind collection that I'm working on, that we're just working through the Continuous Personal Development Standards Office accreditation. So anyone that does that course, they get that certified. So every hour they do, whether on the course or off the course, any amount of study they do, that will go to help them get a better job or better contracts. Plus, I've just about to launch my own podcast, The Truth Serum. And that was so interesting. I had a conversation with my mentor, Adam. I was so nervous.
Were you really?
I was really nervous. Yeah. Because the boot was on the other foot, right? I've been this side of the camera, as it were, for 22 years, being the guest. And there I am with my mentor, and he's sharing all this stuff, and I'm just like, oh my God, he's one of the reasons why I call him Master of the Mic is because he has one of those voices, but he just drops these really profound nuggets of wisdom that completely threw me, and I'm like, okay, I really want to process that, but no, I'm leading the conversation. Okay, no, and it was just, and because he's your mentor, or like you want to do your mentor proud because they've been the one that's helped you, and and I really respect him, and so I recorded one of my own recordings, because the Truth Serum is going to be a mixture of conversations with other people and just rambles from Dawn's mind, and a bit of a rant and a bit of a vent, and calling people on their bullshit and asking people what their truth is. You're coming on, Laarni. We're scheduled for next week, aren't we, or the week after?
Tuesday. I think it's the week after. But
what year is it?
I'll check later.
2022, guys.
Well,
I count locations. I don't count days or weeks. So I only know it's like I start my PhD next week because I had an email reminder yesterday.
Chad, the other day, yesterday. So, I sent everyone, hey, this is the Zoom link for whatever. And it just goes, okay, here's your join my Zoom link, whatever, when you get the message, right?
Yeah.
And I made sure I put for tomorrow.
After she sent the link.
After I sent the link. And I should have done it the opposite way, because Tom's like, wait, what? Wait, we have what? And I was like,
today?
For tomorrow. And she's like, thank God that you put the for tomorrow on there. She had taken a long nap and she thought she napped until the next day.
No, seriously, because the guest, and before you jumped on, Chad, I actually said to Laarni, I was reminded of why I really dislike drunk people and Europeans.
Yeah.
We had a couple of guests in the room next door to me. They've been here 3 nights. I probably had less than 8 hours sleep the last 3 nights. Selfish.
Go ahead.
No, because Adam said I'd got a potty mouth, and then my friend Debbie told me that there was too much swearing, and my mum's told me I swear too much. And now I'm like, oh, I'm just being told off by everyone for swearing too much.
So am I Dawn's Dawn's son or something? Because I swear too much just like her.
You're not my son. How old do you think I am, you cheeky?
How old do you think I am?
Yeah, I'm not old enough to be your mum. I know that's for sure. But I tell you what, my son did impress me yesterday. I nearly cried. I was like, I love my boy so much. We were talking about what he's going to do when he leaves school, because this week he's got 2 more exams and then that's it. He's finished school.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
I feel like it's a lot of times when I see other people's kids online, and I just remember seeing them like their first baby picture is posted. I'm like, oh, they're so cute. And now they're like my neighbor across the way here. We moved into our house 5 years ago, and he had just graduated high school. And I didn't know him very well, so I didn't go over there. They invited me over. And now he's graduating like next week from college and going to grad school. And I'm like, am I getting, I know I'm getting older, but I'm like, you can't get older. You just graduated from high school.
Well, my friend Tonya, her little girl's 5 today. And I'm like, what? She was still in nappies and having her own little bottle, just holding a bottle for the first time when I last saw her. My niece, my eldest niece, is 19. She's at university. And I'm like, what the holy moly? What's going on? But Khaled, he was so beautiful. I was like, so what are we doing then, Baba? What are you going to be doing? And looking, he goes, I just want to make some money so I can take care of myself. Okay. And then I was like, oh, okay, what about your girlfriend? And he goes, oh, she wants to do the same, but she says that she wants to include family. I said, but it's one of the same thing, isn't it, really? I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, any man, right, 18 years old, only in February, goes, any man that has any kind of family that is only providing for himself is not a real man.
Whoa, that's a lot of wisdom at that age.
Of course, he's my son. But yeah, wow. I just sat there and I went, I love you.
Wow. That's awesome. That's
proud mama moment.
Proud mama moment. Man. That's like telling your kids, like you tell them at a young age that, hey, you know what you used to say this time, you're raising men, not children, not man-child.
Yeah, you're raising adults, you're not raising children. They're already children. Let them be children. You're raising adults.
Yeah.
So if you're teaching children how to be children, you're kind of defeating the object, really. Because you've got to teach them to, guess what's here? Hot water.
Squirrel, aka coffee.
And I gotta ask her if it's the same guy that delivered last time.
No, I'm where am I?
She's in the since we talked to her, I think this is her.
No, I'm in a very small fishing village now.
This is her like second or third location since the last time we talked, I think. Oof. She's on the go. She's on the move.
Since December 2019, I have traveled all the way up through Chile, Patagonia, Argentina, and most of Brazil. Well, you've all been in lockdown. There's a pandemic. What's that about? I don't know what a pandemic is. Lockdown.
So, Laarni, I'm gonna add the toot moment on that one because she just totally tooted us on that. It's like, I'm traveling. Screw you guys.
I mean, I'm going to Arizona here next weekend. So I actually get to go meet Crystal Richardson.
Do you?
Yes.
Are you going to the conference she's doing?
Yeah. I'm told. I told myself that if a door opened to take like an opportunity that's going to help me in my business and everything, I was going to take it. Just like how I wrote my book, Dawn. The opportunity was there. I was scared shitless, but I was going to take it. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I was going to do it.
Yeah, and you nailed it.
And I did it. And I'm so proud of it. I'm still getting like some, like people, like somebody just asked me to send them, they paid me for one of my author copies, and now I'm going to send it to them signed because that's what they wanted. I was like, cool. You pay me, I send you.
See, this is what I love about you, Laarni, right? I share all this information with you on how you make the most money from, but serve at a higher level. And because there's so many people out there that just want the title of international bestseller. That's an entree. It's just a title. I don't like that. And someone said, "Oh, it's all right for you because you're a multiple international bestseller many times over. That's why you don't like it." I'm like, no, it's just because when I got it, I was so blown away by it. But again, it's like when you implement the things that people teach you, or you implement the things that you're learning or you're reading, the impact you get to have in the world. And I was talking with someone about their money mindset the other day, because it was about, you've got to make sure, you've got to know that you're worthy of receiving this much money. And yeah, but money's not everything. I'm like, no, money is energy. The more you receive, the more people you can build your team with, the more you're giving them an opportunity to feed their family, to clothe their family, to realize their dream, which means that they can grow their business, which means that they're going to receive more money, which means they can employ more people who can achieve their dreams. And then you get your time freed up to be able to go and serve other people. Like my team is growing so that I've got the headspace to hold the more energy in my clients, so we can all play a bigger game, so that I can do my PhD, so that I can serve my clients at a much higher level. Because some of the books that we're writing and we're releasing, understanding international law and social justice, probably a very good subject to be studying.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's like Chad's like learning his inner work with his class that he's taking. Oh, that's cool.
Squirrel.
Inside there is the coffee.
Oh,
I filled it up with water and now it's just dripping through. And then what I get to do is I then tip the coffee grounds on the grass or in the garden, and it acts as a natural compost. Don't put it down the sink, people.
I don't.
Some people.
I'm not going to say who was on our show that did put the grounds in the sink.
Was it Corey?
No, Corey hasn't been on our show yet.
Oh, Corey. Corey Carpenter, calling you out. Was it Nate? Has Nate been on?
I gotta get all these guys on, because I was talking to Chad
in the group.
I was telling Chad that we have a lot of women on our show.
Yes.
So I was calling in all the ladies.
I mean, I know as women have a lot to say all the time, but I want to give the men some time to talk.
That's really interesting, because I'm doing this Truth Serum podcast, and I realize that the men far outweigh the women on my list.
Which is so weird. Like, I wonder what the why is it? Why is it that when it comes to like a title like the Truth Serum, it doesn't go, that way.
I think maybe because the kind of conversations that I have, I want the conversations that I have on there to be really, I don't want to talk about the fluffy, soft and gentle. Like I want to get deep down and dirty, like gritty, I want to talk about things that actually matter to humanity. Like I had my friend Robert on, we were talking about his work as human rights as way of life. You like Robert? Robert's lovely. And then I had a conversation with my ex-husband yesterday about what it was like for us being divorced and being co-parents together and still being really great friends. And how we were calling people out on the fact that if they're using their children as pawns in a chess game, they got to sort their act out. And like we were like, And Ramo and I are going to have many, many conversations. And then, like I said, I interviewed Adam, or I had a conversation with Adam. Like, that was, like I said, well, I've shared with that. And I've got a lady called Fritzy coming on. She's going to be talking about the prison system in America. So they're the kind of conversations that I'm going to have. You and I, we're going to be talking about feminism.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You know, I could talk about like women and women's strength.
This is really nutty coffee. Really nutty coffee. I love
nutty?
it. Yeah, love it. It's got like a hazelnut undertone.
Oh, I thought you meant nutty, like it's like crazy, like nutty.
No, that's me.
That's true.
Oh my gosh. So how long are you at this location? Well, you know what? I don't want to talk about that because that's nobody's business. So are you still heading up north, getting more north?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's like my next location I leave for in a couple of weeks. I'm staying here for a bit because I just needed to ground. Because one of the things that when you're a nomad and you're constantly traveling, sometimes you just go, you know what, I really love it here. Like this small little tiny fishing village is just beautiful. It's so tranquil. It's just, we were like, how dare they come and disturb the peace? Like last night, I got out of bed at midnight, and I lost my shit.
Did you knock on their door and say, shut the hell up?
Yeah, kind of. And then this morning, I just got on a horse and I went along the beach, horse riding along the beach this morning, because I was just like, you know what? I don't even want to see him at breakfast, because if I see him at breakfast, I'm going to rip the face off. You don't wake me up when I'm asleep. Like, I wake up naturally. I don't ever wake up to an alarm. Unless I'm on a boat and I need to wake up for night watch, but I'm always awake before the alarm anyway. My body just knows. I always say, right, if you've got 4 hours sleep, or you've got 8 hours sleep, or you've got 7 hours sleep, and my body just, I'm programmed my mind so well with the how long it takes me to sleep and what have you. But I was like, yeah, I was up and now I was up, because if I'm not a very nice person if you wake me up. Yeah. And they've woken me up 3 nights running. And you know what? I was just like, you remind me of why I don't like being part of society. You remind me of why I've left Europe. You remind me of why I don't hang around with people who drink. People like you are vile. And they had the arrogance of the Portuguese, which, you know, those who know the Portuguese will understand what I'm talking about.
Well, me, you know, we don't know. You don't know any Portuguese people, Chad? I don't know any Portuguese people.
No, I do not know them. But
well, no love lost then. All the Portuguese people are going to be jumping on him. I'm slaying the Portuguese people. Same problem with the British people.
I will say this though. I will kind of hop on what she just said about hanging around drunk people. So 2 nights ago I did 3 nights ago I played softball. Last night I did, or 2 nights ago I did Venturepalooza, which was fun. And
you did what?
It was an event down at the office I ran at the Venture Project. So
I thought that was another American sport that I didn't know anything
about.
So
beer pong is American sport.
Who?
You never heard of beer pong before? No, that must be
I
think that's only an American thing.
And last night was a concert, so it really reminded me. Okay, so the way I look at it this way, obviously I am clean, and all you guys that were concerned, thank you. You're welcome, whatever. I wanted to.
You're welcome, whatever. Thanks, but don't worry about it.
Yeah, I wanted to confront to make sure I'm still good to go. So like when you clean up, when you're drunk all the time, you kind of forget who you are. So you clean up and you're trying to rebuild yourself.
Yeah,
I'm like, you know what? I want to add a little fun back in and realize that you can go to this stuff, still be, not saying normal, because I'm way different than normal, but still enjoy entertainment clean. And that's why the last few days you were seeing a lot of me being on the, like the beer pong table, throwing ping pong balls into cups and all that stuff.
Oh, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah,
And
I'm with you now.
And then yesterday we were at a huge concert. I was in the front row. Everyone around me was just hammering, and girls like, here, hold this. I'm like, I'm not touching that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're taking care of your own stuff. And they were just literally like, people were passing over, people were drunk. And I'm like, guys, I'm here. I don't mind a concert, but I'm not like the mosh or whatever. Like, I enjoy music. I actually analyze music when I watch them. Because I look at like the sound quality, what they're doing, how excited the guitarists are getting.
Vibration and
yes, that's what I feel. And
bass pins.
It's the minor stuff. So like the micro stuff. So like yesterday, the middle band, both their guitarists cut their fingers open because they haven't played in 18 months.
Ooh.
Why haven't they played in 18 months? What have they been doing?
Lockdown. All these bands are all locked down.
So you can't record your songs and play them.
They can
on
record,
YouTube.
but they can record, but they can't play live.
They can't perform.
Yeah.
It was all like locked
yeah, but
down.
if they've cut their hands, that means they've not been playing, because otherwise they would still have had the calluses strong.
Unless they haven't been playing as much as they used to. You don't
Yeah.
know, like
that's your skill, that's your talent, right?
Yeah, both. And I don't know.
Sorry, slightly off topic, but
yeah.
not.
I don't know which fingers it was, but the one I was in front of one of the guitarists, and he had a Telecaster by Fender, and it was just, I'm like, what is that in between? Because both of for non-guitar people, you have two pickups on the guitar, and then the guy that picks is right in the middle. So he runs like the channel in between. Well, it was all red. And I'm like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden you could see it, like, and the camera's too far away, but like he had one of his either pinky fingers, whatever it is, must have cut when he hit the pickup switch to switch. So like that was red. And this is what I look at when I'm at the bands. It's such the minor stuff, like the micro stuff. I don't care about like sound quality is good, go have fun. But it's like, are they getting into the music? Are they feeling the music? Are they feeling
yes. Like CDJs when going back to my raving days.
Yeah.
When the DJs were mixing the vinyl and like they're in it, and then you had when Paul Oakenfold played at home and he had pre-recorded his whole set.
Yeah.
It was like, really, seriously, what the hell is that? I want my money back. I didn't pay to get in here to come and listen to you play something you've already recorded. I could have gone and downloaded it or bought a CD from HMV back in the day. Yep. Right? You're here, I'm paying to come and see you live. I wasn't going to see him live. I was going to see my friend who worked there, and like we were having a night out anyway. I didn't pay, but it's all right. But the thing is, it's like I really miss that live event thing, like being, and it's interesting because I don't really like being around a lot of people, but I met my ex-husband in a rave of 10,000 people in the techno room. But I was looking, one of the things with this book, Digital Nomads, brought up for me, it's just how solitude I've been all my life. I read a lot. When I was on the dance floor, when I was raving, I was just in my own little bubble. When I was ice skating, I'm just by myself ice skating. Swimming is a solitary sport. Martial arts, yes, I'm kicking the ass of other people and I'm getting my ass kicked, but that again is a very solitude sport in a lot of ways. It's not, I've never done team sports. I mean, I did do hockey, but I got banned from playing hockey. But but the raving, it was like that vibration. Like I loved it, you know, when you, like you say, when you walk in there and you see the musician really having it large. Like a friend of mine, Marky G, like, oh, it's just a fucking nutter, right? He would be right having it, you know, and they're all, and like Luke would be there. I mean, Luke's name is, for people who don't, like, his name was Producer, and then my friend Simon, like, you know, like they all were really into it, and you could feel that when they played. It wasn't prescriptive.
Well, and then I'm gonna say two bands that come to my mind, and I don't know if it was Def Leppard or whatever that said it, but I know it was Zeppelin that was part of it. But like AC/DC and Zeppelin, they played on the road for so long. Some of you use like Led Zeppelin Trampled Underfoot song, where it's got like a real funky organ beat at the beginning, and people just start bouncing. It's like the same thing with AC/DC, where you get like either Back in Black or some of the other songs like Whole Lotta Rosie, where they just start bouncing and bouncing. Like they got raised up on the road, so their job was to perform to the crowd and get the crowd going, and then they recorded. Now everyone records, then they hit the road. It's like a total complete opposite. They don't put
that's why music's not as good anymore.
Yeah, so
Johnny Cash.
Yeah, I got raised up on that 70s and 80s rock and roll where they had to play to get their money.
Yeah.
And you could just feel it just in the, like you put the album on, and in the States here, and Laarni's in Illinois, but like REO Speedwagon's from Illinois, and they did a lot of live stuff. So like when they put on, 157, I don't remember, something Avenue, Riverside Avenue, I think the song is, like everything is built around the crowd. It's a live recording. It's not live, but it's a live feel when they record for shows. Instead of, like all, I'm not gonna say like Post Malone, but like all the new American stuff, it's like just pre-recorded, dubbed over, just it's not music.
I'm not gonna name this one artist because I feel like if I do, it's gonna be like, oh my God, why are you jumping on this artist? But every time I hear one of this person's songs, I think it's their first song, but it's like their fifth song, because every song of this person sounds the freaking same. Sounds the same. And I'm just like,
no doubt.
What? This is, like, I said, oh, is this song? And people are like, no, this is her other song. And I'm like,
oh, so we know it's a female now.
I know. I was trying not to say who or what, but yeah.
Do we get to do that guessing game? Like, okay, what decade are we talking about?
I know. And I'm just like,
born in the 80s.
This is your same song repurposed at the beat is on a little later.
See, okay, so I relate this to books, right? The people that, Laarni's heard me go off on a rant many times about books, right? Don't repurpose your emails or your blog posts in a book, okay? People have already read those. People can already find those. And I'm like that, like all the other salmon are swimming that way. And then I'm going, no, I'm going this way. Because I don't, like, there's far too many books out there on the market that are littering the bookshelves. There's no substance to them. All they're doing is creating a lead magnet to get people's email addresses and to make a bit of money. But a lot of them don't make any money because they're giving the book away free anyway, because they've given them the book. It's got a link to one of their courses, if they've got any sense, in the book, right? There's no heart and soul gone into that book. And one of the recordings that I've done for my podcast is there's a guy, again, I won't mention any names, that says, write a book in a weekend and become an overnight influencer. I can't even write a book in a weekend, and I write 15,000 words a day on average. Right.
And a lot of that ads on my, hey, you can be an author in 3 days. You be a best-selling author in 3 days. And I just like, well, what are you writing? Like in my mind, I'm like,
a shopping list.
It took me like 4 months to write 5,000.
Because you wrote something apart. You wrote something that's actually going to add value to people's lives. And there's no point writing a book, because the thing is, to me, I look at it this way. If you're going to write a book, or you're going to create some music, or you're going to create a training course, or you're going to create a meal or design a home, whatever it is that you're making, whatever it is that you're giving service to, okay, whether it's a car mechanic, let's use a car mechanic. When you're fixing someone's car, you're not going to cut corners, are you? Because, you might end up killing someone. If you're a surgeon, you're not really going to say, oh, we'll just forget about that bit. We'll just leave those scissor things that, I don't even know what they're called, where they clamps things and then they snip things, right? You're not really going to want to leave those in there. You're going to want to do a proper job, aren't you? If you write a half-assed book, that tells me that pretty much everything else you do is half-assed. If you haven't got the time and the thought to put your whole self into a book and build your credibility and put strong foundations in, what is the rest of your work going to be like? Do you know what I mean? There's just, and why would you write something that doesn't add value? Why would you create some music that doesn't reach into someone's soul and move them? You know, whether it's move them to tears or move them to dance or make them think or let them know, you know what, I get it. I hear you.
That's why I like to read the lyrics of some songs. Because I feel like even though the song is not like my crazy like jump around song, but the words get me. And sometimes I'm just, oh my God, this is such a great song. Oh my God. You know, but it's because it's
a good well-written song.
It's a well-written song. And they're not repeating the whole thing, you know, the chorus over and over and over.
Yeah, I can
go
on.
Are you in kindergarten? Did you not realize how to read the rest of the music? Oh, sorry, you don't read music, do you? You just read words. Oh, and you don't play an instrument, do you? No.
What were you saying, Chad?
Well, I was gonna say, I can top my head, I can give you probably 3 songs that I know that pretty much that I have the lyrics on my computer as a back screen, because I went through so much. When you go through trials and tribulations in your life, you relate, like some people relate to, okay, this is a song, even though it's not the song. Like I grew up and I loved the song, but I didn't relate to it until the heart finally got on into the lyrics. And for me, 3 of them, and it's all the same band, and you guys know I'm a huge metalhead. So like Metallica has 3 songs. No Leaf Clovers. Yeah. No Leaf Clover is one of my favorite songs. Because it talks
about
because it talks about going on a pretty much like life, and all of a sudden the train comes and just hits you, and that makes you kind of rebuild and goes back up. Outlaw Torn is about like being independent and kind of facing your demons and kind of going out in the path, drinking and just kind of going your own path. Not drinking in the bad way, because like when he got on Load Reload, like the late 90s stuff, he finally put his soul into it. Where it's not like the fast shreddy stuff. It's the, okay, hey, this is me. I'm opening up my heart. We're putting them on lyrics. And King Nothing, for some odd reason, resembles with me, because it talks about like my early 20s, how I try to climb up the mountain, try to be the king, and then it completely just got ripped away. And same thing, it reminds me a lot of my real father, where he's like, he thought he was king shit, and all of a sudden everything disappeared out of his life. So like now finally life is finally matching into these songs lyrics, where I can go back. I'm like, okay, hey, they're still striving. He's still clean. Let's go.
How long have you been clean?
It's going to be 1.5 years, pretty much Memorial Day.
Congratulations.
It finally took me, not to finally accept it, but finally grow into enjoying life, understanding you can attack life clean, finally accepting the fruit of the labors behind the scenes. So like, if you look at the tunnel, I'm at the back end of the tunnel, kind of going out, seeing life again. And that's the best analogy I'm going to say, to where now I'm like, okay, through the process, you kind of forget who you are, you're rebuilding, you're kind of nervous, you're kind of say, hey, I can't, like you clear your life away just to kind of focus on you. But you get very nervous, like going back in the bars, you're like, oh my God, I can't do this. Now I'm like, okay, I'm not bar hopping like I used to, but I like to go out and have fun at times. So it's like, if I have a group of friends that's out there, it's like, I know my limits. It's like, you guys bring out the heavy stuff, I'm out of here. And like, you guys can have a beer next to me, I don't care. I know my, soda, water, whatever it is, I know what my alternatives are.
Okay. Wouldn't it be better as well if the drinks manufacturers actually made more exciting drinks?
Yes.
Non-alcoholic, wouldn't it be really lovely if you had a raspberry and blueberry cordial rather than just your lemon or your lime?
Yeah, I had
available.
Let me see what the picture was. I actually had an alternative down there Friday night. So when I was playing beer pong, I was actually drinking what what was it here?
Do you go to
I
bars
had-
with pool tables?
What's that, Don?
I like going to I like playing pool. I'm not very good at it. And then like when I do have a good match, they go, "You're a hustler." I'm like, "I'm not a hustler." What's that? Oh no, I don't like green tea.
But it was a very good alternative because I'm sitting there and the muscle memory. I learned now I can't even have NA beer because muscle memory starts kind of making me go back in the routine. So in the last 4 weeks, I think I'm maybe still on that 12-pack I have at my parents'. So I'll go visit, I'll have one and then go home. But I do not have it in the house anymore.
No.
And now life's a lot better. We'll just say it that way. Like there's stuff that came into my life. Like if I didn't stop drinking, I wouldn't have any of this.
That's the thing. People don't realize just how much of their life is robbed and taken away from them with alcohol. You know, I actually said if you spend more on alcohol in a year than you spend on your own personal development, you're not my kind of person.
Yeah.
If you spend more on takeaway food than you spend on personal development, you're not my kind of person. If you spend more on cigarettes than you do on your own personal development, you're not my kind of person.
I think I'm probably hitting throughout the years. I'm probably hitting 5 to 10 grand in alcohol.
Easy. And then how much if you invested that?
Yep.
If you invested that money and the amount of time you were drinking and the amount of time you were smoking into building your life instead of drinking it or smoking it away, imagine how much more powerful and how much more enjoyable life would be for you.
And how about how your body is inside? You know, like I'll have a drink or two like months in advance or whatever. Like right now I'm training for my competition. I had 1.5 drinks like 3 weeks ago at a dinner, and I had to train the next day.
You felt shit.
No, my body was like, you need to tone it down, you know, or it's like my nerves and my muscles were not working together. It's like it like screwed up. So I try not to drink a lot. Like in my 20s, okay, that was a totally different story. I was like,
me and you were in the same boat.
Woo! I was glad I made it.
There's a reason why Dawn doesn't drink.
Yeah, I was glad I made it to 25, you know. But it was like if I had known that back in the day, you know, I would be in a different spot. But you know, I mean, I know that now, so I know where to tweet, where I can like, you know, here and there. And okay, my comp is in like, you know, 2 months. I got to make sure I'm doing, you know, it's like now the priority is different because now I have to like make sure that I'm planning things out a little bit more and I'm more aware. So I think after, you know, like once you get clean and you don't have that muscle memory, like you were saying, Chad, it's like, okay, cool. You know, what can I take away to add the you know thing that works?
And that's the thing, once you take it away, you've got that vacuum, haven't you? So what are you going to put in that space where that was? And that's the thing people don't understand about personal development and personal growth. Once you remove something, one of the reasons why most people go back to what it was that wasn't good for them is because they didn't put something else in that space. So for example, when so many people say to me, oh, you know, look at you, you know, you're traveling the world, I can't afford that. I'm like, okay, how much did you spend on alcohol last year? Guess what, you can do this. You know, and it's like if you remove the fact that you're drinking out of your space and actually use it to either journal or go running, or if you see me running, start running, because I'm running from something. You know, I'd rather be swimming. But there are times when I do go, you know what, I just need to go for a run, and then I run for about 5 minutes. I mean, I am thinking about doing that running program. But then I'm like, oh yeah, no, I just dance. But again, it's like if you're not putting something else in that space or putting other things in that space, like journaling, what do I want to do? Like dream making or reading or studying or exercising. If you're doing all of not putting something in that space, it's very easy to go back. And if you're also surrounding yourself with the kind of people that still do that. Lots of people that Ramo and I were talking about it yesterday when we had that conversation, about how people were saying to me stuff that Ramo was doing, and they were criticizing Ramo, but then they're all friends with him on Facebook, and I'm like, if you're doing it to him, you're kind of doing it to me. Bye, I'm done with you. But also I don't, and then because I didn't drink, or because I was, you know, going after my dreams and following and working on my business, and you get those people that say it's all right for you. If that people now say it's all right for you, the delete button really kind of follows that sentence really quite quickly. I don't want you in my space. I've worked my fucking ass off to get to where I am. I have dived deep into my soul to get to where I am.
Yep.
And it, you know, the difference is I've chosen this rather than choosing to go out raving, you know. And some of the people that have been having the backhanded jealousy, that are still going out getting completely twatted and, you know, like wasting their life. It's like, there's a reason why you're still where you were when you were in your 20s. You know,
Totally.
grow up.
Totally.
I was gonna say, well, I can't even speak right now. All right, Don, where can everyone find you? Because this is our.
Why can't you speak?
I can't speak.
Are you all right?
It's all the drugs, man. No. All right, guys, let's wrap this up.
I've got a coaching call now.
Yeah. Dawn, this is the toot section. All right, so break all your shit.
Just go to dawnbates.com. Everything is on there. You can find your preferred social media. Like if you hang out on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram, all my links are there. I've also launched a new YouTube channel. If I can do any of this, others can. That's a toot. No, I really do want to promote my Authority Mastermind. That's my new signature program. And my podcast, the Truth Serum. That's not launched yet though, so but they can find those. You know, you can, all you need to do is type in dawnbates.com Authority Mastermind, or dawnbates.com Truth Serum, or dawnbates.com Sacral Series, or whatever it, you know. Just go to dawnbates.com, find me there. If you want to reach out, send me a message through the contact form.
Sweet. Chad, what's your toot?
We're toot-tooting, and it's going to be a double toot, and it's involving you. So this next week, I'm going to start sneaking out material of the Strong and Mighty podcast on C's Get Degrees podcast. So we can build that up before her pre-launch and get that up and rolling here. So we're going to bring out, I'm going to talk about myself. We're going to brag about it because I was one of the first few guests, but we're going to bring out part 1. And then we're going to probably roll out part 2 by Memorial Day, somewhere in there. I'm not being lazy, guys. So all you listeners got to realize I have about 20 episodes deep that I need to edit. So, but it's that one right there. Not January, July 4th. We're going live with this show at the Venture Project, 9 through 11 a.m. in Oshkosh. June 4th. Secondly, on
4th of July is the day I launched my business.
And secondly, I am in talks with the exchange to bring that up here in the afternoon. So we're going to be potentially double dipping on
the 4th, June 4th.
I'm gonna do this right here. We're just gonna drop the mic because Dawn's just getting on me right now. That's so funny.
I don't know whether what you just said has a different meaning in the States to what it does in the UK, but
I was gonna say I think there's a different meaning there. So.
Secondly, though, it is Mother's Day in the States.
Yes.
Dawn.
Is it?
Yes, Dawn, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Chad, happy Mother's Day to your mothers.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say my mother.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mums that are no longer with us.
And I never got called yet to say that I have a random kid. So right now we're gonna delay a Father's Day for me.
All right, so we have like 2 minutes here, so I'm gonna toot what I have coming up here. Tuesday, the 11th, May 11th, I am actually holding a free mind strength workshop for anybody. It's going to be streamed on StreamYard. It's going to be live on StreamYard. So, you know, if anybody wants to find that, I'm going to post the link on Instagram, and I'm also going to post a link on my Strong and Mighty official group page. So anybody who wants to hop on can hop on. It's going to be 20 to 30 minutes. Gives you a little taste of what tools of strength is, but also the importance of building your mind strength as part of building your self-belief, self-value, and self-confidence. So everybody check that out. Standing in Strength, the book is still available and out there to read. I've been getting, you know, it's traveled to Dallas. My book has traveled to Dallas, which is kind of cool. But,
it's all over Australia.
Which is so cool. So cool.
And in the airports near you.
Yes. And I have like extra book, you know, I have just so many, like, I'm so proud of this book. So anyway, all right. Anyway, I'm going to end it here because I could keep going about strength, women, etc. But anyway, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And stay safe, stay warm, stay joyful. Stay kind to everybody. So this is Let's Talk Java with me, Laarni Mulvey, and the other host down here on my screen, Chad Smith. And thank you, Dawn, over here, for being our guest today. It was great and wonderful. I'm pretty sure we'll see you on a part 3 somewhere.
We will.
All right, you guys, have a great afternoon, and I will talk to you guys later. See you later, Chad. All right.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.